Peekaboo. Hello, my little babies. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a great New Year's Eve. Hope everyone was safe. What are your guys' New Year's resolutions? Post them down below. So today's video is going to be a couple questions that people have, as well as kind of like what they recommend as far as annual visits, like taking your cat or dog to the vet. I will get into large animal and like small pocket pets, but that'll be later on in the videos. Right now I'm gonna focus kind of on cats and dogs. This is my baby right here. This one of my babies. This name is Loki. He's 4 years old. I adopted him when he was a baby at the shelter. Oh, you stinky boy. Okay, so we'll start off with a couple questions that people had. Let me see. I am very unorganized, as you can see. Okay, so I got a question. Are heartworm pills given year round, even when there are no mosquitoes in the winter? So that, I'm gonna say, in Arkansas, we do not get cold enough that the mosquitoes die. So for Arkansas and other states that just don't get cold enough, I mean, all year round, any state whatsoever, I would recommend doing heartworm prevention all year, because better safe than sorry. It's $11, $13, maybe even $20 a month, rather than heartworm treatment, which could be, depending on the clinic, anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, whatever the case may be. My dogs are on heartworm prevention all year round. If you're not sure, kind of what heartworms are and how they are spread. So basically, a mosquito carries it, bites them, and that creates microfilaria, which is baby heartworms. So when they do heartworm tests, at least at my clinic, we do a microfilaria check, which is we put a little drop on a slide, look at it under the microscope. That'll see if there's any little baby heartworms kind of flinging around in the bloodstream. And then you have the actual heartworm test that kind of checks if there's adult heartworms. Those take about 6 months to grow. So that's why we recommend starting a heartworm check at 6 months of age, and then anytime you change prevention, and then lost my train of thought, and then at their yearly visits. So I would say better safe than sorry, and do heartworm pills year round. If it's hard to remember, I don't know if all practices carry like Pro Heart 6 or Pro Heart 12 or anything like that. I absolutely love those. My dogs are on Pro Heart 6. I don't have to remember anything for 6 months. All I get is a reminder, and it says, hey, your dog's due for this injection. I'm like, oh, awesome. Didn't have to do anything for 6 months, and now I'm good for the whole year once I go in. Okay, second question is, how often should dogs have their teeth brushed at home, and how often should teeth be cleaned at the vet, for dogs and cats? So they recommend brushing them how we brush ours, at least twice a day. If you can't do twice a day, then at least once a day. I would recommend, if you do like a, routine feeding, where feed in the morning and feed at night or whatever, doing at the end of the night. That way they're not eating anything the rest of the night. At least once a day at home. And they have little finger brushes. That would be the best bet. If you don't have that, they have the little treats that kind of break it off. There's ones that you can give that you give once a day. Easy peasy. And how often their teeth should be cleaned at the vet. When you when you go and get their wellness or their yearly exam done with all their vaccines, blah, 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 all that. Ask the doctor, hey, how do his teeth look? If there's plaque, then probably within 6 months to a year, you should do a teeth cleaning. The younger the dog, depending on what they eat, if it's just wet food, the chances of them having a lot more plaque is a lot more possible. If they're a dog that chews on treats and toys and let's make sure that and toys and treats and everything like that, the chances, it's still possible that they may need a teeth cleaning the same amount of time as someone who is fed canned food all the time. But it's, I mean, how we discuss it at my clinic is kind of like that. Just ask the doctor. And I don't know how every clinic is. We do free dental exams, which is basically where the technician goes in and looks at the dog's teeth, sees how bad they are or kind of what level there are. There's grades, so it's grade 1 to 4. Grade 1 and 2 being most likely just 2 to 3 year old dog, got some plaque, just needs a cleaning. Then you have your 3 and 4 grades, which are more kind of the plaque or tartar is caked onto that tooth. The most likely is probably going to be extractions, anything like that. Okay, so there's that. Now, I got how to trim cat nails with just one person. That is rough. It depends on the cat. I know my cat, I can. I know my mom's cat, you cannot. Anytime I go visit her, she always asks me to trim the nails because the cat is not a demon or crazy, but it's a stressful event. I mean, you're pushing on their foot, something they're not normally used to, and you're trimming it, and they're just like, what's going on? I would say if you desensitize them in the sense of constantly touching their feet every single day, constantly getting them used to the sound of the clipping sounds, if you have a Dremel, which I do, just kind of grinds the nail down, get them used to that, the feel of that, it's a lot easier. If you can't do it with one person, you can always take them to the vet, and it will be 2 people, most likely 2 people, one restraining the cat and the other one trimming the nails. It is, I would say, the best bet if, yes, your cat gets stressed out more often, but in the sense of going to the vet, but it's like a 2-second visit, whereas, you're sitting there for 30 minutes trying to trim your cat's nails and it's getting stressed and mean and fractious and whatever, whereas you can take them to the vet, they can be restrained for 3 seconds. Technicians are very good at trimming nails very quickly when they need to, and getting it done. And then the last question I had was the best diet for cats. So it's gonna vary from cat to cat. Feeding them just canned food is perfectly fine. Feeding them just dry food is perfectly fine. I'm not gonna get into all of like statistics and everything like that in regards to like raw diets or anything like that. They do say that, only feeding wet food will just cause more chances of them getting plaque on their teeth. Just because they don't have that hard, dry food that's working their teeth to scrape against it or anything like that. I mean, my cat's fed dry food, and every once in a while I give her wet food. It's for the cat. If the cat is fine on wet food, keep feeding it wet food, and you haven't had any issues or concerns, keep doing that. I mean, there's no, as long as, when you're going to the doctor to have them get their exam done, as long as everything checks out, you can always ask them. That's what they're there for, is you can say, hey, since we're done with everything else, everything checked out fine, what's the best diet? I mean, my cat is normally fed this. Is that okay? Or should I switch or whatever? I mean, it may be if your cat is, obese or anything like that, it needs to be put on a metabolic diet. If it has issues, whatever the case may be, ask your vet. Okay. So, I am going to end this video. I'm trying to keep them pretty short. I know I didn't really get into wellness exams or anything like that. I will do that next video, just talking about what to expect at, I completely lost my train of organization and went way off track, and I hope that's okay with you guys. But that is kind of the next step we'll do. I'll make a video of next week about what to expect at your annual wellness exam for your cat or your dog, and kind of things that you should expect. I mean, again, your vet is there for a reason. They didn't just go to school just to, stand there. They are very knowledgeable, and if you have any questions, they're not going to get annoyed that you're asking. That's why they're there. Happy New Year! If you want to see more videos or you have a specific question, again, leave them down below. I do have an Instagram. It's called Talking with a Tech. I'll put it in the description box. There's no posts right now. And then there may be a picture or a video at the end of this clip of a dog that I encountered at work the other day. Again, everything has been okayed by the owner to post. They gave full permission. Kind of go from there. Okay, bye. Again, still a little rusty, but we'll get through it. Tired boy. Okay.